not bad. 27 assists in the game. That's pretty good. Played pretty good defense till the last probably 8 minutes. We had some weird lineups in there. We're obviously extremely small. We're just trying to get some guys some minutes. That probably had something to do with it. But, passed the ball well. Good defense for the most part till we had to go with some different lineups. Moving in the right direction, getting better, looking more like it's supposed to. Obviously, coverages will get tighter as we go forward. We get to league play, and we got to keep passing the ball great to keep teams on the run and utilize our strength, which is we're a good three-point shooting team. So, anyway, appreciate everybody for covering. I know it's the holidays coming up, man. Thank y'all.
Bucky, Rylan mentioned that he's kind of finally feeling like himself again after being sick for there a little bit. Just what difference have you kind of seen in him maybe tonight versus maybe first couple games back?
Yeah, he had energy tonight. It's kind of, y'all know every team, man. No excuses. We've had some goofy circumstances with some key players with Pop's injury, and then McKenzie couldn't play, and then we get those guys back, and then Ryland has a flu for 9 days. I mean, what is that? What kind of strand of flu is that? Like the alpha flu, right? Just absolutely takes you out, And so when he came back, he just wasn't his self in a lot of ways. And he looked like he had his energy back, and he'll be able to sustain longer minutes, obviously, as he goes forward.
Y'all's best by percentage shooting night of the season. What does that kind of mean from this game and going forward?
It means we're getting in better shape and we're passing the ball well. If you pass the ball well, you're going to inevitably shoot the ball better, and you're going to score more. I think the misconception of scoring a lot of points is we got to go and we got to create a one-on-one play, when the reality of it is if you want to score a lot of points, you'll think about passing the ball great and playing very, quick, but passing the ball, making quick decisions. Like, it's one of the reasons I think we're still, Luke would know, number one in the country still in scoring off assisted baskets. So that's a good thing, trying to do the right things, and it's got to continue.
Bucky, did you see everything you wanted to see today?
No, I never do. So, and we could go win a natty by 20. I still wouldn't see it how I like to see it. But the one thing I did like to see was that we had everybody playing the game again, So the whole roster was there, and that's good. Taking steps in the right direction. Guys were getting better. We got to get some guys some minutes right there, like Ryland. McKenzie got some good minutes, and Pop had some minutes in that game. So we were able to kind of get a lot of guys minutes so they can get their sea legs back under them.
What would you have liked to have seen better? A shutout?
I'd like to score every time we get the ball and never let them score. That'd be pretty content,
You talk about not letting them score. You guys went on multiple double-digit scoring runs throughout the game. What is the conversation like with the players when you're having that much success?
They need to work so hard in practice that it's so difficult, and that the games are fun because of that they take out their pain from practice on the other team. That's what it needs to be like. And the further you get in the season, the harder you can practice when, you've had them longer. And so we can administer a little more of that pain in practice so that they can come to the game foaming at the mouth a little bit. And then, instead of them having to play against me in practice, we get to play together on the same team and go try to do what we do against another team. They played the game of basketball when they started playing when they were 8 years old or whenever it was, because there were some cool plays they could run or something like that. They started playing the game of basketball because there was a joy to it. Like, you know what I mean? They literally went to the backyard like, this is fun. And when you work really hard, you get to go have fun. But if you leave something on the table in practice or the focus in film, you don't get to have as much fun. And that's, what's the saying, heard it from a coach that I know. You got two types of pain of discipline, pain of disappointment. You can deal with the pain of discipline, not much disappointment. You get to enjoy it.
Who were you most impressed with tonight? Who do you think grew the most?
A lot of good numbers here. Marcus was very efficient from the field. He had a complete stat line, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 5 for 7. Rylan Griffin was money, 7 for 8. Jamie was 6 for 6. So, I look for efficient players. Like, I think that's one thing that I admire. I don't care if someone can go 0 for 0 and play a great game, but just how efficient were you when you were out there on offense, and then obviously where were you on defense? Like, sometimes, certain players, the team's better on defense when they're in the game, and it may not be because they're just a good on-ball defender. It's like they really have the right mind for how you got to play defense with the focus you got to play with. And so I thought Fetty has that a little bit on defense for us, and so I thought he was good in that game on D.
Speaking of efficiency, Jamie Vincent, 14 points, perfect from the field in 12 minutes. Just how close is he to being exactly what you guys are looking for from him?
Well, he's young, he's just a sophomore. So he can get there. He's got a lot better. He can shoot. He's just kind of realizing how good he is. And, I think, in a couple more years, he could be a real force in this league. As he keeps growing. I'm not saying he can't be a real force in a month. I'm just saying that he can keep growing. He's got time, which is great. But Jamie, he's in the gym. He's not messing around. He's in here every morning, getting in shots, working out, and he was doing that when he wasn't playing a lot of minutes. So, he's coming, and he's been great for us.
This was kind of the first time that starting five that you've been using didn't really get off to a fast start. Did you see anything different as to why it kind of took them a little bit longer to get in the game?
Yeah, sometimes it takes you a second to get your second win. And that game looked like we were tired there for the first 6 minutes. We kind of couldn't get it going for whatever reason. I don't know why that was. We practiced a little bit harder this week going into this game than we typically do. But, I don't know what that was.
Anything else for Coach? All right.
Thanks for covering, guys. Appreciate it.